Hello and welcome to my planning chart for Year 8 class. I am Nguyen and the focus topic of this planning chart presentation is Changing Nations, taken from Unit 2 of the Geography subject in the Australian curriculum. Step 1. The key inquiry question has been developed based on a content description taken from the Australian curriculum, Geography. It ensures that the planning ideas address the curriculum content that students need to embrace. The inquiry question asks for an understanding of the types, patterns, reasons, and effects of international migrants in Australia, which will address the content descriptor with the code ACHEK058. The rest of the inquiry aims to help students develop their geographical skills. Students are expected to identify the reasons for international migration in Australia, discuss the effects of overseas movements to Australia on the level of urban concentration, represent data and information from primary and secondary resources using multimodal text. Step 2. The inquiry question has addressed a range of numeracy and literacy elements embedded in the Australian curriculum. Students will have several learning opportunities on how to comprehend and compose different types of text using sensory multimodality and geographical language. Furthermore, students are able to learn how to interpret and construct graphical elements such as maps, diagrams, and tables using representational and digital tools to create critical points of view and judgments based on evidence. This helps students touch on the 21st century numeracy model of context use, mathematical knowledge, tools, and critical orientation. Step 3. There is a huge range of text that students require to access to grasp the content of a chosen topic. Students certainly require using textbooks or non-fictional books to gain the background information and knowledge that contains disciplinary vocabulary and terminology, and moreover incorporates different meaning-making systems, drawing from graphical and visual text such as maps, diagrams, photographs, or moving images. Multimodal text such as YouTube videos incorporate a range of sensory multimodalities including auditory, visual, gestural, tactile, and spatial meaning-making systems, which help stimulate students' engagement in learning. However, students need to be critical when gaining information from YouTube videos as they can introduce bias to some extent. Step 4. Students shall be asked to create or compose a type of text or a genre to reinforce and assess their knowledge about a topic. In geography, students are mostly demanded to create a map, which is a key text used by geographers. In order to do so, they need to roughly understand the features of the text, including structures, vocabulary, and so on. Students must acquire the use of ICTs, particularly digital technologies or apps such as Google Mind Map, Canva, to make their own maps. They further must understand 6 features of the map, including border, orientation, legend, title, scale, and source, while creating. Step 5. One of the main goals of geography teachers is to help students view the world through geographical lenses. To do so, students need to understand disciplinary vocabulary and terminology known as geographical language. Vocabulary knowledge is critical in reading comprehension, especially when it comes to subject-specific vocabulary, as the meaning of a word can vary through context. For example, the word relief in everyday language refers to a feeling of relaxation, yet When being used by geographers, it mostly refers to the height or slope of the land. Step 6. Numeracy content within the geographical inquiry process includes various quantitative methods, such as mathematical calculations, interpretations, and representations of spatial distribution or data in a range of appropriate forms, such as maps, tables, graphs, and diagrams, with or without the use of various tools. For example, students might analyze how international migration can reinforce the Australian urban concentration by calculating population density and comparing databases before and after migration. Step 7. There are several processes, activities, and strategies that teachers can promote to students to help them learn disciplinary literacy in numeracy. For example, teachers can use a scaffolding strategy to support students' learning by explicitly modeling each stage within a mathematical problem-solving context. They can teach students how to use digital and representational tools to map out the distribution of international migration, step by step. Teachers, moreover, can show a class a good sample of self-created map before they start doing, so students can visualize what they are expected to achieve.